Alrighty, you guys beast, back with some more beastly content. So first things first. Okay, anyway, this base is just ridiculous. So I'm going to be doing a showcase of my mycelium base, both inside and out, being that it's built in a cave. I am wanting to delete this base due to the fact that I can no longer say. I don't know how the train edit system works. Apparently, when you upload your base, it saves the edits, but also there's a limit, but it will save if you upload your base. It's weird. The train edit thing's weird. But originally, when I did this, I had ended up hauling out a giant hole because I was wanting to put a landing pad down here. Unfortunately, it never worked out. Landing pads just don't work out underground, and there's no digging a hole to make them work without just extensive amounts of labor. And then also there's always little bitty bits of rock that'll stay that you can't even see, but your spaceship will get caught on. So it just turned out not worth it, so I ended up just making an underground farm here. So as you can see here, this is just what it's looking like. We will have some sort of cinematic-ish look, but for now we're just going to do a tour and harvest of it in the same sort of instance. So this is going to be the entirety of mycelium. I'm debating on deleting this base. I really am, just because it has froze my train edits. So yeah, I kind of want to do a little bit more underground base. So we're going to go ahead and start harvesting here. I do always start in this room. This is just the side room. I also did a little bit of some work on my teleporters. We'll get on that in a second. That was the two first areas, and then we're going to go back and harvest after I show this real quick. So this is the refinery room normally. This is where I was refining my facium and stuff. I now have a larger scale refinery on my freighter, so it's an obsolete room, but it's still here just in case I want to do any refining while I'm on this base. I don't really plan on doing any work to this base, honestly, ever again. I really want to delete it, but I did make it easier to harvest, so I might keep it until I get more farms available, so that maybe I can have a little bit more of a maximum revenue source. It's a little easier. Maybe just 2 harvests a day. This is my second harvest of the day. I've actually been back to harvesting my nip now that I've done playing with my nanites farming, which I don't know if this video came first or the nanites factory video did first, but if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. And if this video came after, then well, you know it. But or if this video came before the nanites video, well, you know it. I don't know. So anyway, we're now on to the next floor. I have short-range teleporters every 2 floors. Like I've said previously, this base, as well as my other base, Sky High Greens, features double biodomes, which basically allow you to harvest up to 30 nip instead of the normal 16, because it harvests the 2 biodomes. That one that only harvested 15 was only because I don't believe... I don't know why I did that, honestly. I don't know why. I also don't think we're at the very top for some reason. Here, we're going to take ourselves to the top real quick. Okay. And we're also going to make sure this is... Okay, so now we're going back down. So I've stuck these little white letters in front of the down, just so that when I'm running this, I don't lose track of which one I came out of, because I always end up going to the wrong level. That kind of eliminated that. I just purchased the decals with salvage data, and I put the little white one there. Just lazily, just so that I could harvest it while I am keeping it. I might hang on to it a little longer, but I think if I do another nip farm, I just want to do more things like Sky High Greens. I want to do something in a little bit different of a design, and I'd like to unlock some more base building parts so that I don't have to purely rely on just the biodome things to be the whole point of the base. So I'd like to make some nicer looking nip farms, maybe some more creative ones. But for now, this one does work very well. I do like this one. I still actually think this ginormous tower of nip is actually more nip than what Sky High Greens creates currently. But Sky High Greens is not finished, and I'm missing biodomes, and I know if I scrap this one, then I'll get all the resources back from it, and I'll be able to build on the Sky High Greens. But then if Sky High Greens still isn't enough to recompensate for the cost of losing this lucrative farm here, because this farm is still a very large scale farm. I started with no nip out in my inventory, so you're about to see exactly how much this farm itself, just by itself, produces once we're done harvesting this. And as I said, with these double biodome builds, when you stack them like this and having the floored system where you have these teleporters and you have one marked so that you know which one takes you down all the time, is a extremely fast harvest. As we're about at the 5-minute point on the video, and we're almost done harvesting, actually. Literally a less than 5-minute harvest for all of this nip. This is literally hundreds of millions of dollars in game. Very, very good farm, if you ask me. So, we are now down to the bottom level. There are only 2 biodomes left to harvest. I've debated, or if I was keeping this base, and if I end up keeping it, I was debating on making these double biodomes too, these little separate biodome sort of setups here, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Also, I have been experiencing that all of biodomes work no matter where they are because they all require power, I do believe, so they themselves are the power source. The normal hydroponic trays have a bug where like they have to be connected to a conjoining corridor where something that requires power is located. For some reason the hydroponic trays themselves don't actually want to work otherwise, and your nip won't grow. But with the domes, them themselves require power to even harvest from. So what I do believe is happening is all the domes are just the power device. So using double biodomes is just the best way to eliminate any sort of weird bugs of nip not growing. You're basically guaranteed to have nip grow as long as you place it in a biodome. And especially with the double biodomes, once again, link down below. Definitely a good little farm. I do believe this is about it for the talking. That is the entire farm. As you can see, less than 5-minute harvest. Let's go ahead and see what we're looking at here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right there, and then we got all the way down, and we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 off from being completely filled in the ship and the exosuit. So actually, I think this is getting less than Sky High Greens gets now with the new update that I added to Sky High Greens. I really am debating on just trashing this, but like I said, I think I said a number, so I guess when I edit it, I'll tell you the exact amount. We're gonna go over to Sky High Greens real quickly to 1, deposit this stuff, I'm in the video there, and then 2, so it looks like we have 113 minus what I'm assuming was 28. So we were probably around 85, so almost, so let's see here, it's 10 times what was basically 85 stacks. So basically a little over 850, maybe a little bit more, maybe almost pushing it to the 1,000. This was the first nip farm that I kept. I had one before this. I showed it in a short, and I never even showed it on an actual video because it ended up being bugged due to using the hydroponic trays, as I was saying. Those do not actually function without having a conjoining hallway that has something that requires power. The nip just won't grow for some weird reason. It's a bug in the game, especially when you're using free power. So it's really strange to me. But I do believe we are about out now, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and give you just the final time lapse of putting all the rest of this nip up, and then of course showing you how much nip we do currently hold. But I am out, guys. Go ahead and leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and keep it beast mode.